Venturing alone into the serene mountains for a biking expedition can be exhilarating. On one such ride, I found myself along a mountain road connecting two trails, reveling in the crisp air and the sense of freedom that nature often brings. As I pedaled along the narrow road, I noticed a pickup truck passing by. Initially, I thought nothing of it, attributing it to just another passerby on the rural route. However, when the truck passed me a second time, going in the opposite direction, my intuition nudged me that something wasn't right. A trail of unease whispered a warning in the back of my mind. Moments later, the truck passed me again, going in the same direction as I was. At this point, the repetitive movements of the vehicle became more than a peculiar occurrence. When the road led me to the peak of a hill, a knot formed in my stomach as I noticed the same truck parked at a distance, its driver standing in the middle of the road, gazing my way. Aware of the vulnerability of the situation, I swiftly turned my bike around and raced back down the hill, my instincts screaming at me to get away. I pedaled as fast as my legs could carry me, my heart pounding, urging me to find refuge on the single track where the truck couldn't pursue me. The thrill of a mountain bike ride turned into a heart-pounding escape. That incident, though brief, instilled a sense of wariness about the unpredictable encounters one might face in remote, solitary terrains. In the heart of summer, the allure of the great outdoors beckoned my friend John and me to embark on a 3-day camping trip in the Spray Park nestled amid the majestic flanks of Mediterranean. On the first morning, while John felt under the weather, I felt a rush of energy and a yearning for adventure. I decided to set out on a hike toward Observation Rock. My path led me along Echo Rock slope, where I sought refuge in its shady nooks. As I leisurely lingered there, my tranquility was swiftly interrupted by an unexpected sight. A sizable herd of mountain goats leisurely strolling across the glacier, heading directly toward me. Initially taken aback, I pondered the best course of action. However, what unfolded next was beyond my wildest imagination. The goats made their way up onto the scree of Echo Rock, and to my shock and dismay, began a concerted effort to dislodge and kick down rocks in my direction. It was as though this wasn't a random occurrence, but a deliberate and coordinated assault aimed directly at me. Dodging and weaving became my survival strategy as I found myself in the line of fire. The treacherous volley of rocks rained down around me, leaving me with little choice but to duck and jump to evade the larger ones. Stranded between the rock-strewn scree and the impending danger, I grappled with the unexpected attack. Amid this boulder bombardment, I noticed a baby goat within the herd. It didn't partake in the assault, so I positioned myself beneath it for a modicum of shelter. In a surprising turn of events, one of the adult goats began coaxing the baby to join in on the attack, and much to my chagrin, the little one obliged. Even the innocent among them had turned against me. As the relentless barrage of rocks continued, the goats eventually relented and continued their journey. Shaken but undeterred, I pressed on toward Observation Rock. There, I encountered other hikers who had witnessed the whole perplexing ordeal. Though I tried to describe the absurd sequence of events, I quipped, "You had to be there." Returning to camp, I found John, who, through his lens, had observed the entire rocky affair. He checked in to ensure my well-being, and while I assured him of my safety, I conceded that my fascination with mountain goats had considerably waned. I once worked at a remote summer camp, surrounded by dense woods and nestled far from the hustle and bustle of any town. It was the kind of place where the stars painted the sky, and the serene tranquility was often disturbed only by the occasional rustle of nature. However, one particular summer, the camp's peaceful aura was shaken by rumors of sketchy individuals lurking in the woods. The local police suspected that these intruders were up to no good, potentially armed, and with possible intentions of breaking and entering into the nearby properties. To mitigate the risk, we'd heightened the camp's security measures. Kids had to stick close to their counselors. One night, while escorting my group of girls, aged between 8 and 10, back to our cabin on the far side of the camp, The unease among the campers was palpable. The boys' tales of the mysterious tweakers only fueled their nervousness, and the dimly lit pathway didn't help. On our walk, one of the girls asked me what I'd do if someone approached us. I jokingly picked up a branch, teasing that I'd give anyone a thrashing if they dared to approach. Not long after, the forest echoed with a sudden rustle. My girls shrieked, and as I tried to reassure them, someone seized my shoulders and screamed in my ear. Without a moment's hesitation, I swung the branch I was holding, connecting with the figure's face. In the frenzy, the girls sprinted to the cabin, leaving me to handle the situation. I followed quickly, still clutching the branch. Inside the cabin, I was met with wide-eyed stares from the other counselor. The police were called, and while I wasn't injured, the bloodstains on my collar weren't mine, but from the face of the person I'd hit. Moments later, an unexpected knock broke the tense silence. I cautiously approached the door, peering outside. To my surprise, it was the camp director, flanked by another counselor. The same one I had accidentally clocked. His face was bloodied, his nose was gushing, and his lips split. As we gathered in confusion, it became clear that the whole scare had been a prank gone awry. The counselor had intended to give us a harmless scare, but his antics took an unexpected turn when he frightened us, and I reacted to defend my group. Amidst the relief and laughter, the police's investigation uncovered further disturbances in the hen houses and some broken alcohol bottles, confirming the presence of the individuals we heard about. Luckily, the troublemakers were eventually apprehended after attempting a break-in at a local 7-Elevens, putting an end to our bizarre and somewhat terrifying encounter with the so-called tweakers. About 2 years ago, a group of close friends and I embarked on a hiking and camping adventure in Illinois. The plan was to delve deep into the wilderness and spend some quality time surrounded by nature's serene beauty. Although we were prepared for some rain, the weather took an unexpected turn, drenching us continuously throughout our journey. For 3 days, the rain persisted, creating a soggy and challenging trek. But it was on the 4th day when the situation spiraled into a full-blown disaster. A sudden and unexpected flash flood washed away everything we had, our vital gear, supplies, and our shelter, leaving us stranded and vulnerable in the unforgiving woods. The situation intensified that night as the relentless downpour caused the temperature to plummet, casting an unexpected and chilling coldness. Struggling to keep warm in the dampness, I succumbed to the effects of hypothermia, falling incredibly ill. Miraculously, my friends rallied together, providing the support and care that kept me going. Their quick thinking and assistance were my lifeline in the midst of that dire moment. 3 grueling days later, we finally made it back to the safety of our truck. I was immediately rushed to the hospital, battling the aftermath of the harrowing experience. Recovery was a slow and arduous process that took me several months to fully regain my health. The ordeal left an indelible mark on my memory. I vividly remember the overwhelming fear that gripped me during those desperate days. It was a time when the thin line between survival and the unknown felt razor-sharp, and the constant battle against the elements tested our endurance and determination. It was an experience that truly made me appreciate life and the unwavering support of friends during our most vulnerable moments. During late May, my friends and I embarked on a camping trip to the majestic Rocky Mountain National Forest. It was a time of transitioning weather, marked by melting snow and the arrival of unpredictable storms. Our designated camping spot lay across a stream from the hiking trail, and once there might have been a bridge, but it was now missing. Not deterred by the absence of a proper bridge, we found a fallen tree serving as a makeshift crossing, and we skillfully used it to traverse the water. As night fell, the sky roared with thunder, unleashing a relentless deluge that pounded our tent throughout the night. The rain seeped through, and the biting cold gripped us, making sleep an elusive luxury. Morning arrived, and all of us, 3 friends and myself, were deprived of rest and feeling utterly fatigued. The real challenge presented itself when it was time to journey back along the trail. The stream, once a manageable flow, had swelled by a couple of feet, transformed into a swiftly moving current. Our initial crossing point was now a dicey, precarious venture. The fallen tree we'd used was even more daunting without branches for balance, and the unforgiving rush of the water beneath us was an added threat. Each step taken to navigate the soggy trunk was a heart-pounding gamble, hoping that one slip wouldn't result in a fall into the surging stream. Fortunately, despite the treacherous conditions, luck was on our side, and we made it across without any of us succumbing to serious injury, whether from hypothermia or the risk of being swept away by the swiftly flowing waters. It was an adrenaline-filled escape that left us with an incredible story of survival and an even greater appreciation for safety in the wild.